The rest operator and the spread parameter are two features of JavaScript that share the same syntax, but the way they work is different. Now, it can be a little bit confusing, and in this video, you will learn the difference between spread operator, the rest parameter, and how to use them. Hi, welcome to this lecture. Please make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. Now, the first one we will talk about is the spread operator, right? The spread operator enables us to copy all or parts of an array or object and spread it into another array or another object, right? So it allows you to easily use multiple elements anywhere you need to. So let's go ahead and see some example. And to do that, we will need to create some arrays, and we'll still do for objects too, but let's go with arrays first. Let A equals, let's say 1, 2, 3, right? I will say let B equals 4, 5, 6. So normally to merge these two arrays, we would use the concat method, and in some places we can also use the splice keyword. Or is it splice or slice? I've forgotten. So we would normally use the concat method, right? So let's try to use the concat method first before we see how to do it with the spread operator. So we'll say let C equals A dot concat. We invoke it, we put B in there. So let's save console.log C. We save and see what happens. Down here we do node rest. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've joined the two arrays together inside C. However, with the spread operator, we can achieve the same thing, and for me, I think it's easier and even more readable. So let's go ahead and try out the spread operator. We can simply comment out the C here, right? Now when we come down here and do this, let's use the C again. Let C equals an array, and we do the syntax for spread operator is 3 dots, 1, 2, 3, A, and we separate it because we want to add both arrays inside C, right? So we go ahead and do 1, 2, 3, then we put B, and that's all. When we save, we still get the same output. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can manipulate the code even more. For instance, if you want to the elements of B to come before A, you can simply change A here to B and change B here to A. Right, let's save, come down here, and we still get 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. So B comes before A. And you can also add an array in the middle of another array. For example, if we do something like this, let's say let D equals John Sam, right? So right in the middle here, we want to add an array. So we spread in A in the middle. Now let's add A, 1, 2, 3, A. So when we save, what happens? Oh, we are now console. We are going to use console.log on D. So console.log D, right? So we save. What do we get? We get John 1, 2, 3 in the middle, then Sam right? So we can also go ahead and use array methods on them. Like we can say console.log c.push. We can add more things like using push to add another element at the end, right? Push. And what should we push? Let's push high to the end of the C array. So let's put high. And we save, come down here. And you can see this time around that also let's see the push. See. So we get high at the end of the C array, right? So we can also use the spread operator on objects. We can also use this spread operator on objects. And before we do objects, I also want to show you something. For instance, you want to print the elements inside an array as a string, right? So we can do something like this. Let's use D and go. So instead of printing it like an array, putting the spread operator syntax, now we will get D here as a string. So let's save, come down here and run the code, and we get John 1, 2, 3. You see, it's outside like a string literal. It's not printed like an array. So let's go ahead and use the spread operator on objects. And to do that also, we'll need to create two different objects. And let's say let's obj1. This object1 equals, let's say apple, right? Oh, sorry, it's a string apple. And you come down here, b ball. So that's it. Let's just create a second object. And for the second object, we still do let's obj2 equals x1. Come on, go down and say y2. y2. So now we are going to put these two objects inside another object using the spread operator. So we're going to say let obj this time around equals, and we do 1, 2, 3, the same spread operator syntax, 3 dots, 1, 2, 3, then object2, and that's it. We come down here and use console.log obj, right? So when we save, you come down here and run it, we get apple ball 1, 2. So we've spread the two objects inside our obj object. Now let's go ahead and see the rest parameter. So please, once again, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps me a lot. So actually it is called the rest operator, okay? It is only when you use it in a function, it becomes the rest parameter. Now, the way the rest parameter operator works, is kind of opposite that of the spread operator, okay? You see that the spread operator, like the name, it spreads values, right? And the rest operator, on the other hand, compresses values. So let's write some code and see what we are talking about. You've seen the examples of the spread operator. Now you see how the rest parameter works. So let's write the rest parameter. So we are going to create an array first and do something like this. Let animals equals dog, cat, otter, and let's add two more. Okay, let's say leopard. And dog. Of course, I would not forget to add dogs. So when we do console.log animals, we get our array, right? We get dog, cat, otter, leopard, and dog. So now let's go ahead and use the structuring to assign the first two elements, which is dog and cat. So we are going to assign those two elements to individual variables. And we'll go ahead and use the rest parameter, the rest operator, to compress the remaining three elements into a single variable, right? So we are going to do something like this. And you say m, comma, n, comma. They use the same syntax like I said earlier. So we are going to compress the rest. No. Let's give it a new name. The rest. What am I writing? The rest, right? And we're going to assign it to animals. That's what we need to do. So when we go ahead now and say console.log m, right? Let me just copy it. So m and for this one we are going to print the rest, right? The rest. So let's save and run the code. So you see dog and cat are printed as individual variables because we've assigned those two to m and n. And then we say all these three, otter, leopard, and dog, should be compressed into the rest. And how we do that is by using the rest operator syntax, which is the three dots, just like spread operator too. So we get dog, cat, and then in the rest we get otter, leopard, and dog. So let's finally, this is what we're going to do last because we are already at the end of the video. So we are going to see how to use the rest operator with functions, which is where we usually get the name rest parameter from. So let's say function. This is the function statement. Function my rest. To know that it's a function to demonstrate the rest parameter. So inside the parameters, we are going to use okay, let me use three arguments, three parameters. Okay, num1, num2, and we are going to compress this array into the third parameter. So we have a number here as a parameter, another number here as a parameter. Then this entire elements in the animals array, we are going to compress it into the third parameter. And once again, to do that, we use the rest operator and write animals, right? So with animals now, we are going to return, let's return num1 plus num2 plus animals. plus animals. So we come out here and do something like this. Console.log my rest, and we invoke it because it's a function. So 3 parameters, we are going to pass 3 arguments to our function now to invoke it. So we say 2, 3, and then we go ahead and copy all the elements inside this array. So when we copy it, what do we get? Ctrl C, and then paste it here, Ctrl V. Right. So when we copy all the elements, we paste it here as parameters. Now let's run the code and see what we get. Let me put a space here. So run the code. And what do we get? We get 5. Okay, so we say num1 plus num2, and it adds them 2 plus 3, and we get 5. And then it prints out dog, cat, otter, leopard, and dog. Okay, now all these 5 elements were compressed into animals, and we have them printed as a single parameter. Now we can also remove these 2 numbers to return only the to return animal. So let's save. So you see we get dog, cat, otter, leopard, and this. So because we are returning only animals, we are not doing anything with num1 and num2, and even though we pass them as arguments, nothing happens to them. We return only animals, and it is animals that is the 3rd parameter here, which is all this here. So we're able to get dog, cat, otter, leopard, and dog. So you see everything works perfectly. All right, that's all for this lecture. Please, once again, make sure to like the video and subscribe to this channel for more. It really helps what I do, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.